So the whole point of these sessions really, and what we're aiming to achieve, is just to make sure that everybody does understand the migration process, and basically let you walk away knowing which option is best for you or which options are best for you. So if you haven't seen them yet, on the Ecomi blog, there are a couple of articles available now. The first one literally says start here, and it's a good place to start, as you may have guessed. And then there is another article on your 3 options to migrate your tokens. So I guess we'll just start with a bit of a explainer as to what this actually means. So essentially we are changing blockchain, right? And VeVe, the app, is underpinned at the moment by GoChain, but we are migrating everything to Ethereum via Immutable X. Now this migration has taken place, or was due to take place in 3 phases, and 2 of those phases are already complete. So all of the NFTs, all of your VeVe collectibles are now living on Immutable X's protocol. So they live on Ethereum. All of your in-app wallet addresses have also been registered and migrated to layer 2. Now the 3rd phase of this is to move the Omi token. And you have 3 options to do this. 2 of them are free, or essentially free, and automatic. And the 3rd one is a manual process that will cost a fair bit based on the current Ethereum gas prices. So the first thing to understand is that because we are moving VeVe to a layer 2 protocol, the Omi token can exist on both layer 1 and layer 2. Layer 1 is where all of the exchanges live at the moment. So if you want to migrate your tokens at any point and sell them on an exchange, you need them on layer 1. In order to swap to layer 1, the quickest and easiest way is to have your tokens on an exchange before the migration date. The exchanges will swap them automatically for you, and they will be on layer 1, so you can continue to use them on an exchange. If you want to use your Omi tokens in the VeVe app, when those features are enabled, you need them on layer 2. The best and quickest and cheapest option to do that is to send your tokens into your VeVe Omi wallet. Now, this is available for Android users in the app. If you go to your settings and your wallet, you can toggle the Omi wallet on and off. For iOS or Apple users, you need to access your Omi wallet through the web wallet, which the address is omi.veve.me. I'll post the official links later anyway, and they're in our articles. Now, if you haven't used the web wallet yet, the login is the same as your VeVe app login. You enter your email and password, you should receive a 2FA email, and then you'll see your gem balances and you'll be able to access your in-app Omi wallet. Now, if you send your Omi tokens to that wallet prior to the migration date, we will automatically swap them to layer 2. Once they're there, they stay as layer 2 tokens unless you bridge them back to layer 1. Now, I haven't released an article on the bridge yet, but that will be available through the web wallet as well. Again, that is omi.veve.me. And all you're really doing when you're bridging is depositing to layer 2 or withdrawing to layer 1. I'll put out a more detailed explainer. It's a relatively simple process. Now, layer 2 Omi, which is the in-app Omi that you can use within VeVe. That's for things like staking, the Omi drop raffle, peer-to-peer transactions in the market. All of those things, will use Omi in the app, and they need to be on layer 2 in order to do that. It's important to know that because you cannot withdraw from your VeVe wallet directly to another cold storage wallet or directly to exchanges. There will be a process to bridge in between. So really the decision that most people will need to make is how or where would I like to use my Omi tokens in the future? If you want to sell them on exchanges or trade them, you need them on layer 1. So send them to an exchange before the migration date. If you want to stake or use them to purchase collectibles within VeVe, you need them on layer 2. Send your tokens into your VeVe app. That's basically the simplest explanation of those 2 things. The 3rd option is a swap site. Now, we have built a token swap site that allows you to literally swap your tokens from GoChain Omi to the new ERC20 or Ethereum Omi. I'll put out those instructions later today. It's a detailed walkthrough guide, but that swap site will not go live until the last week of January. So First and foremost, please be wary, please be careful of anything offering to swap your tokens for you, or any other service. It is 100,000% a scam. Okay, the swap site is the only way for you to manually swap your tokens. And that swap site will be available indefinitely. So you do not need to rush as soon as it opens to swap your OMI tokens. In fact, if you do, it's likely that the site will take much longer to distribute. Gas fees may be higher, all of those things. So it's probably in your best interest to swap at a later time. Now, who would want to use the swap site? Basically, if you've missed the migration window, right? I understand not everybody pays attention to these announcements. Now, obviously, everyone has shown up today to learn about this. Chances are you have friends and family who also hold OMI tokens. Maybe they're not as up to speed on crypto or on our announcements, and they may just completely miss all of this. But they can use the swap site at any time to go through that process and switch their tokens. The second group of people who may want to use the swap site is anyone who holds the wrapped OMI token. So I think it was around April last year, we created an ERC20 version of the token in order to provide the tokens on Uniswap. And that wrapped token can also be swapped to the new Ethereum OMI token through the swap site. Anyone who holds that token has probably used our swap site in the past, and that process is exactly the same, but I will detail it in the walkthrough guide. The last group of people who would probably prefer to use the swap site over sending their tokens to the exchange are those that are more security conscious. So, exchange hacks are rare these days, but they do still happen. And as always, we never advise leaving large sums of money or value or tokens on an exchange. So anyone who is particularly security conscious or would prefer to send directly from their own wallets and receive back to their own wallets, the swap site would be the most appropriate option for you. You just need to bear in mind that using the swap site will cost you both Go tokens as gas and Ethereum tokens as gas. On the Go side, it's relatively inexpensive, but the Ethereum side right now is quite expensive. The network is pretty congested. I think we're over sort of 200 Gwei. And swapping these tokens is a higher order transaction. So it typically costs more in gas than a wallet-to-wallet transfer. So you are probably looking at today's prices at somewhere between maybe around $100 gas, maybe more, to process a transaction through the swap site. So it's just important to be aware of that, depending on your financial situation, depending on your personal security parameters, as to which option is best for you. Now, for most users, I think a combination of sending some tokens into your app and sending some tokens to an exchange will make the most sense. And I think a lot of users will probably split their tokens that way. I personally will be using as many tokens in the VeVe app as I can. But I will also keep some that I can move around on exchanges if I choose to. And I can always bridge between them later if I change my mind. So I think from this, we really want people to understand those two options more than anything and understand which one is best for them depending on how you would like to use your tokens. I think another thing that's important to point out is that the OMI features within VeVe aren't available yet. So really, you're sending tokens into your VeVe app wallet in preparation for those features as they roll out over the coming months. But outside of that, they're really the core things to understand there. Alex, was there anything that you think needs clarification on that front?
No, I think maybe I know there are a lot of people who have sent their OMI to either a app wallet or cold storage.
Yes.
Maybe if you want to run through that real quick.
For sure. So anyone who is currently holding OMI tokens in their own wallet, say Trust Wallet or the Secure Wallet or MetaMask or any of those things, you will need to participate. Okay, those wallets don't have access to any sort of swap feature. So you will need to make a choice and either send your tokens to an exchange before the migration date or into the VeVe app wallet. Because OMI is currently on GoChain, you need Go tokens to use for gas to send your OMI tokens from your personal wallet to whichever destination you choose. Now, Go tokens are pretty inexpensive. They are available on a lot of exchanges. I have probably a small bag left that I can happily send out to people. And I'm sure plenty of people in the Ecomi Telegram are probably in the same boat. Now, you really only need one token. GoChain is pretty cheap. One Go token should get you about 5 transactions. So you don't need a lot, and they're only sort of, I don't know what the current price is, but I'm assuming less than 5 cents at the moment. If you purchase them on an exchange, it is likely you will need to purchase $5 worth or $10 worth. There's probably a minimum purchase amount. So try the Ecomi Telegram first. That's t.me/Ecomi. And someone may gift you a token. And otherwise, you just need to acquire some Go tokens to use for gas. So yeah, to sum that up, if you store OMI on your own wallet, which is one that you hold the private keys for, you will need to send your tokens somewhere. Again, if you miss the migration window, you can always use the swap site later. It will just cost you more money to do so. Did that clarify things?